Hello and welcome to another product review from ifithitsthefan.com. Today we're going to be looking at FloodSax, and these are sandless sandbags. It says one box of FloodSax is equivalent to 900 pounds of sand. 5-year guarantee shelf life, no sand, no mess, 100% biodegradable. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and see what we have here. Got some business cards from Adam Eckstein, the sales rep, and I'll put links to this in the show notes. FloodSax fact file, and I'll put this on the blog and in the show notes. Some more facts. Absorbs up to 45 pounds in 5 minutes. And create a barrier against floodwaters. Because they are so dry, they are cleaner, lighter, and more effective and easier to use in the places and times when sandbags are most needed. Looks like there's a couple of them in each pack. Looks like there's 4 of them, 5 of them in here. And this was vacuum sealed. The vacuum apparently broke on that one. Some individual ones. Looks like I've got about 20 or so. What I'm going to do is do a test. And if Louis will get out the way here. I'm going to carry this into the bathroom and we'll do this in the tub. I'll be back with you in a minute. Alright, we've got our tub. And what I'm going to do, they're supposed to be activated before you can use them. So I think the best way to line them up here . Stagger them like you would regular sandbags. And I'm just going to turn the water on. The directions say to place the dry FloodSax in a container, fill it with water, let them soak for 3 minutes, remove the energized FloodSax. We'll just watch what happens in the tub here. Now, I've been very fortunate. I've never been in a flooding situation where I've had to fill sandbags to build a sandbag wall to save a town or anything like you see in the National Guard commercials. I have had to fill sandbags overseas in Desert Storm by the hundreds. Of course, the sand was readily available there. And the FloodSax would not be good for a ballistic barrier, I don't think. But for a flooding situation, I think they'd be perfect if they hold true to what they say. And they're already starting to fill. There's a little bit of seepage at the other end, but it's much deeper on the faucet side than it is on that side. We'll read you the product guide while we watch this fill up. FloodSax can replace traditional sandbags and provide rapid emergency flood protection and mitigation for the inside and outside of your property, as they are always ready when you need them. FloodSax can also divert water away from a structure or toward a drain. FloodSax can soak up and/or stop water from burst pipes, leaking water from heaters and washing machines, and overflowed toilets. Unlike traditional sandbags, FloodSax can be used to prevent floodwaters from coming up through a toilet, sewer, or septic system that may back up during a flood. Simply roll up the dry FloodSac and gently push into the toilet trap, and it will quickly expand and seal the drain. FloodSacs can also be placed into sinks and tubs to reduce overflows that simply contain noxious gases. Each plastic bag contains 5 FloodSacs. Depending on the model number, contains the following. There's one that they call it's for use at a doorway. And there's one that it's 7.5 inches by 36 inches long, and the one pack contains one of those and one of the 15 by 18 ones. And then there's another one that holds 5 15 by 18s and another one that holds 5 18 by 20 inches. So if they're being used to erect a wall immersed in fresh water to make them expand, once activated, stack FloodSacs just as you would traditional sandbag by overlapping each subsequent layer by 50%. FloodSacs can be staked to the ground, 3 layers or less, prior to a slow rising flood, and the bags can energize and erect automatically. Now I think I'm filling this up faster than a flood would, but they are already starting to fill up. And I think what we'll try to do is fill the whole tub and then drain the drain end of it and see how well it does at holding back the water on the upward side. So again, open the plastic bag containing FloodSacs and remove the number needed. Place dry FloodSac in a container. Fill with water. Activate FloodSacs in or with a bucket, wheelbarrow, or sink of water, garden hose or watering can, rainwater or flood water. Soak for 3 minutes. Remove energized FloodSac. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera off, and we'll come back in a few minutes once they've filled up. Alright, I've got the tub almost completely full, and I've got a wall of FloodSacs. So see how well it holds up. And I was going to put some food coloring in here, but it seems to be getting some color off of the FloodSacs themselves. So you can really see let's close that up. Still going, still slowing down. There may just be some residual water because that side doesn't look like it's dropped any. Probably should have marked it. There could be some water that's draining out between them or something, or it might be a slight leak. Alright, look right there. It is right at that tip. It's where the water level is. So that's one way we'll be able to measure. But certainly, I would say if this is outside of your home and that little stream is all you're getting inside your home, you're in a heck of a lot better shape. And again, they sell the 5-pack supposedly for a door, but I think I would want more than that and make it a little higher, a little deeper than needed. So I know I was getting some leakage through just the single wall. Let's see if I can show you how that's lined up there. It really is not dropping but by dribbles and drabs. It is 36 after. We'll come back to this in a few minutes and see how it's holding up. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes. The water level on this side has dropped about an inch or so, and it's gotten a little deeper on this side. It's 3 inches deep. So I don't know what that tells us. Well, obviously, I don't think that it's the FloodSax themselves that are letting it through. It's the gaps between them. I think I need more, probably weight. I mean, this isn't a very accurate scenario. You wouldn't be blocking a channel in most cases. I think if it was flooding and you had enough of these to block off all your doorways, a couple of feet high and a couple of feet thick, with a lot of overlap, joining them end to end and then alternating the next row and letting them fill in the spots. With a regular sandbag, if you don't fill it up all the way, it can be molded more to fit. I think that might be the one downfall to these, is molding them to fit the space you have. A full sandbag won't do it either. These take the place of a full sandbag. I can see great use for these in emergency management or in community flooding areas where you can have a whole wall of them, hundreds of yards long and several feet deep and several feet high, with a team of folks filling them and are getting them wet and activated and stacked up. They're easy to store in their flat vacuum sealed packages. Sandbags can also be stored easily, but then you got to get the sand in to fill them with and the shovels to fill them with. These you just need fresh water. So for the homeowner, if you're in a flood prone area, it might be good to have a couple of boxes of them to block off your doors, but again, you're going to want a lot of overlap and redundancy. Just one box of 5 I don't think will do it. But a couple of boxes of 5 could be the difference between having a foot of water in your house or having an inch of water in your house. And I think that it's not going to be watertight, but certainly is a tremendous improvement with just having a little bit and get through. So, the FloodSax. I'll have show notes on how to contact the distributor. I've got a couple extras. I'll put up a contest on the blog to might be able to win you a box of them or a set of them. So that's it. Actually, that's not it. I got one more thing for you. Be back in a minute. Alright, I had mentioned that I didn't think they'd be good for stopping bullets, primarily because they're designed for floods. But I figured, my theory and conjecture really isn't worth much without an actual demonstration. So let's see what happens with a 45 hollow point. Alright, what happens? We got a couple small holes. And all 3 penetrated. What? Well, it did slow it down a little bit. So if you had a stack of them, this may have some use. As far as what's inside of it, it's some kind of odd gelatinous material that supposedly biodegrades in a couple of months. So I'm going to pick up this little piece of brass that got taken off, and I'm going to chuck this over the fence. And I just made a huge mess. Now, I think I'm going to hose that down because I don't want my dog getting into it. Don't know what it's made out of. Alrighty, so the FloodSax does not stop bullets, as I expected, so that's nothing against the FloodSax, that's not what it's intended for. This has been another product review from ifithitsthefan.com. Please join us again. Thanks.